It is quite very unfortunate that the Vice Chancellor has condescended to the issue of demonstration. The Bosso campus is a property of Niger State government, and General Ibrahim Babangida pleaded with the state government when he was setting up this university in 1985. It was taken for 30 years lease. Niger State government ceded to FUT, and the temporary site was set up. And now the permanent site has been off for the last 15 years. University FUT have not used this campus for anything. They only have a staff school in that facility. And the state is growing up. All the state institutions are also growing up. We have a school of medical sciences that we need to start doing MBBS. And the clinicals have started. So we sat down with the Vice Chancellor, we discussed issues, say that you've left this place to follow, this is our property, it is time, based on the understanding, for you to transfer this property to us. And as a gentleman, we discussed, he said they had a staff school in it, and they had some programs they are running there, they would want to, so we can share, we can co-share the property together, which we said, okay, because right now we don't even have full complement of students to take over the entire school. Let it be a transition gradually. And that was the discussion. Now, amazingly, he went back to say the alma mater of the school is saying that why will it be during his period that the school will lose that? Niger State government has the right of occupancy of that property. It doesn't belong to FUT. They don't have a certificate. Again, Niger State government graciously gave them another 11,000 hectares of land where they are doing their permanent site, and they don't have the certificate. It's Niger State certificate. So I don't see why he's thinking that we are forcefully collecting. There's no any force in this. It's an understanding, and it's aggrandizement. You know, how would you have moved from a temporary site back to a permanent site, and you are still holding on to the temporary site, against the wish of other people? It's not nice. It was a gentleman agreement that, okay, it was a school. It was a school. It's a state-owned school that we vacated and gave it to this university to start a temporary site over 30 years ago. Right now, the school has come to life. The institution is big. It has graduated so many students. It has a big campus, which is sitting on 11,000 hectares of land. And this is just less than 10 hectares of land. About 10 to 20 hectares of land is what we have in Bosso campus. And we're saying, give it to our medical students. Let them start doing their medical school there. There's no cause for alarm. They are not running any program there. They are not doing anything there. The school has been closed. In fact, some of the laboratories, when we went for inspection, has started decaying because termites have started eating on the furniture. So why are people wicked? I spoke to the Minister of Education on this issue, and I told him, we had discussed, and he asked us to go ahead and start running our program. But now, this Vice Chancellor has gone to mobilize the ASU or the NASU or the alma mater of that school. We are not part of ASU or ASU. We don't care. This is a state property. If he likes, he can go to the court. The CFO is our own. The land belongs to us. The property is ours. Even if they had developed it, the agreement was for them to develop it and exit after 30 years. It's over 30 years now. But we didn't say we are driving your staff school from the premises. We didn't say we are driving you out of the premises. We said where you are not using, allow our medical students to occupy. I don't think there's a problem here, unless somebody is malicious. Somebody is malicious. What is the problem here? It's a whole campus. You have already moved to a permanent site. Laboratories, theaters, hostels, and everything are there. Nobody's occupying. We said, okay, let our medical students occupy, use the laboratories, use some part of the hostel, use part of the lecture theater. As the school is growing, we'll be transitioning the remaining staff school and everything back to your permanent site. And I don't think it's an issue. We even said the school, the university staff school can continue to run in that place because the medical school doesn't have a staff school, But what is the problem? I don't see any issue here. Why are they crying foul? What is the issue? Aggrandizement? You are not using a property that belongs to government and you don't want anybody to use it because you are selfish? This is not nice.
So what's the way forward for the state government and these institutions? Have you people being able to sit down around table and
I invited the Vice Chancellor, he refused to come. I gave an invitation, he was supposed to meet me yesterday, he didn't come. I spoke to his minister on this issue, you know. And unfortunately, this Vice Chancellor is from Niger State, you know. And unfortunately for him, you know, he doesn't even understand the consequences of what he's doing. You know, his actions are unpatriotic, you know. Is it that even Federal University of Technology is ambitious to start medical sciences? And this campus can warehouse all medical science students in that campus. So why are you keeping this infrastructure to decay? Why do you want us to waste government resources time and time without number? Who is occupying that place? Is there any occupant of that campus? I want TVC to go around and go and see for yourself what is on that campus. There is no one lecture hall or hostel or theater that is occupied by a single person. It has been following for the last 10 to 15 years. And they are supposed to hand it over to us in a gentleman agreement, the way it was collected from us. So I don't see a reason why people want to just belabor issues, want to make issues overheat the polity. There is no cause for alarm. We had discussed earlier on.
is the government willing to pay them some sort of compensation?
There's no compensation for that. What we had agreed initially was that they said they had some little finishing to do in the main campus so that they can move some of their facilities to the campus. And we said, okay, let us see how we can intervene to finish some of your laboratories that are on the other side, to help you equip them. We were willing to do that. You know, we had discussed quietly. So I don't see where this started from. I don't know the reason why he's being vicious about this. I can't understand. You know, this is a state-owned property, was given to you to start a temporary campus. Thank God. Over 35 years ago or 40 years ago, now you have a permanent site where you have built everything and everybody is operating from that campus. And from nowhere, you don't want to ease that other property that you had borrowed to use as a temporary site. Even to allow people to use it, you have locked it and nobody is using it, and you are happy about it. And these people we are talking about, they are not foreigners. We're talking about Nigerians who want to read medicine. To say, okay, we have the University Teaching Hospital inside the town. We have General Hospital. We have the Specialist Hospital. It is easier for the students who want to do medical studies or medical sciences, you know, to live within Mina and, you know, commute between the campus and the hospitals. We're not doing anything more than that. We're not using it for any other issue. You said you had a staff school there. We said, okay, keep your staff school. Let it operate. They are our children, you know. But what is the issue of letting us use a property that belongs to us that you are not using?
All right. I think that's fine.
Thank you.